How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I want to talk about modern Pokemon cards. Now, modern Pokemon is something that I am so excited about these days, and it didn't used to be the case. So what I want to do is I want to take you through my history of engagement with modern Pokemon, the sets that are currently being released or were currently being released at the time when I was collecting, why I thought modern Pokemon, when I thought modern Pokemon was great, when I thought it was bad, and why I think it's so just amazingly good now. And also I want to talk about what this means for sort of the future of Pokemon cards, with modern being so exciting. So my engagement with modern Pokemon cards, when I started in the hobby in 2014, I was all in on modern cards. Sort of basically by default. Modern was what I went out to buy at the store to sort of get back into the hobby. But as sort of with everyone, I was drawn to those vintage cards, the cards that were around when I was a kid, the ones that I had always wanted to have, but, didn't have the money to buy, wasn't able to pull. So I was certainly collecting those right back when I started, but I was also going after those modern cards, the newest released set. Back when I was starting out, it was Furious Fist, it was Phantom Forces, Primal Clash, that kind of stuff. And it was always so exciting for me. One of my just favorite things to do back then was to stay up at night and wait for all of the newly released secret rares to be leaked, as Japanese people on the other side of the world were opening their packs and finding these cards. The secret rares would trickle in, and if you were staying up, midnight, 1 a.m., you could be one of the first people to see these cards. And it was so exciting every time you saw a new full art that you'd never seen before. So back then, it was just amazing. I loved that. I always bought some of the newest released sets, especially in Japanese. That was a big thing I did back in 2014, honestly, probably through like 2017, with the release of Sun and Moon. And yeah, it was X and Y. It was an amazing era. I loved it. I thought the full art EXs were fantastic. And it was really exciting. I would buy a lot of the newest released set. I think I ended up getting up at like XY7 at my peak. I would buy 8 boxes of the set. Which, back when I was in high school and sort of just going into college, buying 8 boxes of a newly released Japanese set, that was a big purchase for me. But that was what I wanted to spend my money on. That was what drove me to do this kind of collecting, was because I love these newly released cards so much. But once we got into Sun and Moon, the card style changed. It wasn't the exciting full arts anymore. You could kind of predict what it was going to be. Just for example, this Naganadel GX, when Naganadel came out, I was like, oh, that's such a cool Pokemon, I'm going to get this card. And I did. I bought this card. It wasn't too expensive. But it has literally been sitting on my desk, ungraded. It's in mint condition. I just haven't graded it for many, many years, just because it's been boring. I don't have an attachment to that card. Whenever I'm going through all of my mint cards to be graded, I'm always like, oh, do I really need to grade this Naganadel? No, not really. Even though Naganadel is one of my favorite newer Pokemon, I think it's super cool, the design is amazing, I've just never wanted to grade that card because it always bored me. And that was the story with Sun and Moon. The full arts were not exciting. There was not a lot of interesting stuff to pull. Really around the start of Sun and Moon, that's when I stopped buying a lot of the newer sets. I was not buying basically anything up until I was not opening those sets. I was not putting in orders. Back in X and Y, I would order these sets before I even knew what cards were in them, just because I knew they were going to be amazing, and I got rewarded for it because every set was just an amazing banger. From like Phantom Forces through the end of the XY era with, I think it's what, Cruel Trader, and I don't know what the other half of XY11 is, I think, or maybe XY12. But that's what I was doing. And, you know, that changed with Sun and Moon. But now that we're in, you know, it started back up in the tag teams with the special arts, and those were exciting. But even then, you could still pull a lot of boring stuff in the tag team era. You know, they still had the really just abhorrent GX full art background where it's just one solid color. It really was not that exciting. And, you know, modern Pokemon, you know, once we got into that tag team era, it was better. You know, there were some cards that, you know, really caught my eye, thinking to like the special art Latios and Latias GX. That was a big one. The Umbreon Darkrai Tag All-Stars with that kind of stuff. Those kind of woke me up again to modern Pokemon. I was like, wow, okay, something's going on here. They're getting their groove back, so to speak. And, you know, normally I wouldn't open boxes and stuff. I still wouldn't stay up for the secret rare leaks and things like that, because there wasn't a lot of interesting stuff. It wasn't that fantastic. The special arts were cool, but there was still a lot of fluff there. And again, with sort of the first half of Sword and Shield, I kind of, for the first year of Sword and Shield, so to speak, I kind of felt the same. It's like, okay, we're back with the sort of XY style full arts, which was good, exciting, a lot better than the GXs. There was more exciting stuff, like we had the gold Zacian and Zamazenta, we had the gold shinies. Those were cool. We always wanted to see which one of those was going to be next. But once we hit the special art Sword and Shield cards, starting off with Single Strike, Rapid Strike Master, Matchless Fighters, Jet Black, Geist, and Silver Lance, and now into Eevee Heroes, just modern Pokemon is at a level that I have not felt this way about modern Pokemon since the XY era. And I have some examples here of just like special art cards. You know, I bought four of these Galarian Moltres secret rares, and these are like $100 cards, but I got to have them. They're so amazing. One of my most favorite cards of all time, and it was just printed like this year. You know, again, stuff like the Empoleon, that secret rare, that special art, the Galarian Articuno. It's just these next level cards. They're so beautiful, and I'm so excited. And let me tell you now, I am staying up to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. every time there's a new Japanese set that's being released, because it's so exciting to see those special arts. And you never know what you're going to get. There's such a variety of art styles, you know, with this Naganadel GX, with the Sun and Moon GX kind of pattern of full arts, you always knew what you were getting. You were getting a type color background, a Pokemon outlined in either red or blue with the GX, and that's it. But with these special arts, you never know what's coming. You never know what artist is going to do it. You never know what style they're going to do it in, whether it's like just seeing those Eevee Heroes special arts and the variety from Sao to Higinosuke, just incredible. Eevee Heroes, one of the most enjoyable nights of Pokemon card collecting. Seeing that stuff revealed was just insane. These special arts are top notch. Again, they've got variety, they've got just incredible, you never know what's coming. It's so exciting to be a fan of modern Pokemon again. So, you know, all of this stuff sort of leads me to the conclusion that, you know, modern Pokemon is back. The card style is here to... I really think they're going to stick with the special arts at least through the Sword and Shield era, hopefully into Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Those sets, I think they've really found something that just gets people so excited. I mean, you see it with the Eevee Heroes, you know, just the hype over those special arts is incredible. And rightfully so, because they are some of the nicest Pokemon cards ever made. So once we sort of get through all of that, you know, that's my story, that's my journey with modern Pokemon. It's back, it's exciting, you want to stay up and see those newly revealed cards again. It's recaptured the glory that it had, at least for me, back in the XY era. And I'm really excited about the future of modern Pokemon, especially for collectors. You know, as we were, this sort of used to be a refrain, was that Pokemon doesn't care about collectors. And, you know, we saw that in Sun and Moon, you know, outside of a couple unique things. You know, we saw it towards the tail end of XY and the beginning of Sun and Moon. It was really player focused. You know, there wasn't a lot of exciting stuff in there for people who collected the cards. And you had things like Shining Legends here and there, but, you know, sets like Generations and all of that stuff, you know, Evolutions was big for collectors, but beyond that, there really wasn't a lot. You know, you didn't get these collector-focused aspects of sets. But now, with the special arts, with the sets they're releasing now, you see that Pokemon has realized the untapped collector market that they've had, and they are hitting it on the head. It is incredible to see the transformation from releasing like Sun and Moon Base and Crimson Invasion, like those kind of sets, which just were barren for collectors. There was nothing really interesting in those sets. To sort of catching on with the tag team special arts, that okay, there's something here, there's a demand for these cards, and now just going full stop with the special art era in Sword and Shield. I mean, Eevee Heroes is literally like, I think there's like 3 playable cards in Eevee Heroes. I think the Umbreon VMAX is pretty playable, but, you know, beyond that, like, that set is very clearly just for the collectors. And it's the biggest set since I think it's even bigger than Shiny Star V, to be honest. Eevee Heroes probably the biggest Sword and Shield set. And I think you're going to have a very hard time eclipsing Eevee Heroes in terms of interest and demand for a very long time. And, you know, that shows that the collector market is finally being acknowledged by Pokemon. So I'm really excited for what this is going to bring for the future. I think, you know, we've seen a change, we've seen a shift, and for collectors, you know, this, I don't ever think we're going to go back to Sun and Moon with boring GX, like flat style backgrounds and no collector specific chase cards. I really think we're in a new era for modern Pokemon. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of modern Pokemon? I think it's fantastic, and I think all Pokemon's got to do is just fine-tune those supply issues, and then we'll be all good to go. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.